The purpose of this video is to show how to light your scene and to record some renders. I've already coloured the scene slightly, so this monkey head has diffused red and a plane with some green. What you'll notice is there's a fair bit of lighting on this side, a little shadow, but overall too dark. This scene has one default lamp. I'm going to show one simple way to increase that. So I'm going to put my 3D cursor over here, Shift A, I'm going to add in a sun. My sun needs to be lifted up a bit, and I'm also going to rotate it, R to rotate, and I'm going to check that it's pointing at the monkey head. So I've got my default light, a sun, and if I need to change the strength, I can come across here to the sun and adjust the strength. I'm also going to put in a light in the back so we don't get harsh shadows. So these are essentially a 3-point lighting system. Typically a 3-point light system will have about a 45-degree angle formed between the camera and the main light, and similar with another light off to the side. If you push 0 on your number pad, you should come into the camera, and if that doesn't work for you, then you need to check a user preference. So we're going to go to input, and if you don't have a number pad, you need to tick this emulate numpad, and then you can push 0 across the top of your keys. So I'm going to push 0, and I'm going to look through the keyboard, through the camera. This menu on the left here, if you push the letter N, that will turn up, and we're going to tick lock camera to view, and the camera will get a red dotted line around the outside. So I can now use the middle mouse button, holding down shift, and I can adjust my view, untick lock camera to view so that we don't move the camera anymore. So the camera is always going to look from that position now. If I change my viewport shading to rendered, I can get a good idea as to the quality of the lights. If I don't want a grey world background, I can come to the world setting and click color and make some adjustments. So I can turn that up if I don't want it to be quite so dark. Other things I could do is, again, back to my sun, and I'm going to increase that strength to 3. And if it's too bright, it will wash out the scene. So for example, if I put 100 or 500, it gets overexposed. So that's far too much. If I have not enough, I'll get some terrible shadows. So leaving it there, I'm going to come to my render settings. So the icon that looks like a camera, I'm going to change resolution all the way to 100, so that's 100% of the 1920 by 1080. If I leave it at 50%, it ends up being much smaller. I'm going to change my output from temporary, and for the demonstration purposes, I'm going to stick it on the desktop, create a new folder. So I've made a new folder on my desktop, and then I'm going to go accept. I'm going to do one frame as a PNG. I've got other options, but for now I'm going to do one frame as a PNG. I'm going to hit render, and this is going to work through. This writing at the top is going to tell me how long the render process will take. Based on my current settings, that says it's going to take 2 minutes. It'll probably take less time. Once it gets off around the edges, it'll go a bit faster.
Never seen the traffic so bad in my life.
If you need to stop the render, up the top here where it's got a percentage sliding bar, you can hit the cross. It goes much faster around the edges because there's no complicated geometry to calculate light bounces or shadows. So there's my render done. It hasn't saved to this location. It's not saved at all. I'm going to click image on the bottom left here and go save as image. Go to that place on my desk. The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to